Hey everyone, time for a quick Friday update. So I just wanted to let you guys know I have been looking at the narrative planning documents. It looks like everyone is doing a really good job and is on track with that. I haven't responded to just a couple, and I'll try to do that pretty soon. But some of you were a little mysterious, and I'm intrigued. But I want to remind you that, make sure you talk out your ideas with someone else. Make sure that you are spending plenty of time brainstorming, however that works for you. That might be thinking it out in the shower, writing it down, drawing it all over a page. But you want to make sure before you get started, it's not just stream of consciousness. You want to make sure you have a little bit of a plan of where you are going. I sometimes do that with a very, very loose outline. You'll see a little bit of that in a video you'll watch either next week or the next week. It's a revision video. You'll see a little outline that I had done. So just be thinking about that before you get started, because next week is going to be our drafting week. So we're going to spend some time learning about how to draft and how to get our ideas down on the page. One other thing I wanted to say about the narrative is that don't feel like you have to turn it into a success story. Remember, this is a learning to fail narrative. So it's okay if your story doesn't end with some kind of major success. Of course, we do want to talk about, a lesson learned, but I don't want you to feel like you have to kind of switcheroo this into a success narrative. Sometimes we break even. Sometimes we don't come out so good, but we learn a lesson. And yeah, sometimes we do try and we eventually succeed. So however your story develops, it's your story, and that's okay. And you should do it. You should be truthful to your story and really share with us what you learned. Also, some people were asking about how a narrative looks. So this is a really good time for your textbook to come into play if you have that, because your textbook spends a lot of time talking about how to develop a narrative and gives you several examples. Some of the examples are a little more exciting than others. I'm going to try to, for next week, find a few different narrative examples for you, just so you can kind of see what they look like. They won't necessarily be learning to fail narratives, but all narrative is a genre, right? And there are certain characteristics that you'll see as far as narratives go, even if the subject matter is a little bit different. So keep those things in mind. Make sure that you are turning in everything by noon on Fridays. Remember that due date, sometimes that's a little bit different because a lot of times people have a midnight due date. And so there are a few people that were confused about that. Totally okay for this week, but we'll make sure we're on track for next week. Let's see what else we have. I think that is about it. I wanted to remind you the Writing Center is there for you. They can help you with brainstorming or as you get going on your draft. And make sure you check into week 3. We have some good readings on that, and I think you'll be ready to go. So make sure you're emailing me if you have any questions or if you are having trouble seeing your feedback. I'm really happy with the way you guys have been communicating me when you're not sure about something or you don't understand something. That's exactly what we should be doing here. So, all right, I hope you guys have a good weekend. It's technically a long weekend, so if I were you, I would try to find a little bit of time, if possible, to relax. I know a lot of you guys are working and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and I feel you with that. My daughter's 9th birthday is this weekend, so we have guests coming, and I've got to make a cake with pink icing. Wish me luck with that. So I'll stay busy too. But have a good weekend, and I will check back in with you guys next week.